Hey, real skinny, what's up? Well, I'm coming to you guys today because this is something that I do maybe like once a month, but realistically, because I'm doing the Shibboleth Lifestyle Challenge, it's really more of challenging your mind and learning the Shibboleth lifestyle. So, will you lose weight? Yes. But as I was listening to Travis's webinar today, it's not so much a weight loss challenge, but 30 days to get you into the Shibboleth lifestyle and what that means and how to do it. But this is something that I do and I've done for a really long time, but mainly because I would go to the stores and I would look for like a taco packet or a chili packet or maybe a ranch packet or Italian dressing mix. And I wasn't happy with the ingredients that were in the packets. And maybe it's sodium, maybe they put preservatives, maybe they put, food colorings, things of that nature. But what I also found is a lot of them have those chemicals in there to keep them from sticking together. But one of the recipes, I'm going to show you what I do for that. But I'm making next week the, I left the beef Mexican skillet. That's one of the recipes that you can make on the Shibboleth Lifestyle meal plan. And I've never made that one before. It looks really, really good, but it calls for a taco packet and it calls for a chili packet. And I didn't have either one of them, so, I take that back. I did have the taco packet because I have made taco seasoning before. It's right here. But anyways, I needed the chili packet, and I thought, well, you know what? You generally have every spice in your cabinet that you need to make these packets, including Italian dressing mix. Tonight I'm making Travis spaghetti, and I need the spaghetti mix. Now, he used to use one from McCormick that was a packet, but I don't really think they make it anymore. So what I did was I went on Pinterest, and I actually have a Pinterest board. It's called Shibboleth. Now, you can't follow those recipes and do Shibboleth. It's just recipes that I have found on Pinterest that I've either converted myself because I know how to, or I've added them to the Shibboleth Fixed It page, and Kim Shibboleth has told me how to make it approve, and I've added it to the recipe library. That's kind of how we build our library, is adding our own recipes and food items that we find. But I have an entire page or mini page or sub page underneath Shibboleth that says how to make seasonings. And there's many in there, like I have a poultry one. In fact, I was gonna make one of the soups, and it called for the, what do you call those packets? The noodle packets that the kids love in college, the ramen noodles. And it wanted you to use the ramen noodle packet. And I was kind of a little disgusted by all of the chemicals in that thing. So I printed off and found a ramen noodle packet recipe, but then I had to make the poultry seasoning. Anyway, I actually had everything in my cabinet, which is actually very funny. Most of us do. But everything but the bagel, I shared that one the other day when I made the egg and tuna or smoked salmon recipe. But these things, you guys, I mean, maybe you don't have black sesame seeds in your pantry, but so you have to buy one thing, but you can make this several times and you're spending way less money, and you're able to control the ingredients that go in these, especially salt. There's so much salt in everything. I would rather take the salt and put none in it and then cook with salt and make it to my preference. So that's another tip. Also, like Lowry Seasoning mix, I made that for the Debbie So Good chicken salad, and it's great. Again, another recipe. It does have a lot of salt in it. If you've never made this, it's like turmeric, salt, and paprika, and there might be one other thing in it, but I just tried not to make do much salt in that one. Like I said, I already have the taco seasoning. If anybody wants any of these recipes for these seasonings, just let me know and I can point you in the right direction. This is that poultry seasoning I was talking about, which is great if you're making like dressing. That smells good. It smells like Thanksgiving. And then, of course, I have an Italian blend Now this is what I use when I'm making the approved MCT dressing. And it's a great, great blend. But again, I have them all in my pantry. I've got everything that's in these in my pantry. And I just keep making them as I go. And I don't use as much salt. So today I'm going to make the homemade chili seasoning. And what I was trying to say about some of the recipes have those chemicals in there for caking issues. And I've heard people mention that when I share these videos on making your own seasonings, is the reason those chemicals are in there is so they don't stick. I mean, I just make less of them. See, this one kind of sticks, but whatever. I'm good with that. So what I did with the homemade chili seasoning is I went on Pinterest and I just searched chili seasoning. And this one came up and I popped it up. The best tip I can give you about this too is when you're in there and you're getting ready to print, the very top, usually it's, you know, for a full recipe. And when I came in here to look in my pantry, I only had like enough chili powder in the recipe to make maybe a fourth of it. And I'm like, oh, let me get my calculator. I'm gonna have to figure it out. No, right at the top before you print it, you can press like lower, like how many servings do you wanna make? So I just made it a fourth of the servings that the recipe called for, and it did the math for me, which was awesome. So I'm gonna make this homemade chili seasoning. I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. And then because I'm making Travis spaghetti tonight, this is all of the spaghetti mix I have left. So I'm just gonna add more to it. But my chili seasoning for my Mexican beef skillet that I'm gonna be baking on Wednesday, that's part of the Shibboleth Lifestyle food list, I'm gonna make, since I already have the taco, I'm gonna make the chili. So the chili seasoning packet, which I'm not making the packet, obviously I'm making my own packet, has and starts with 4 tablespoons of chili powder. And this is the recipe, or like I said in the beginning, I told it to make less of it so I can make less, but I left it over here, so I'll be right back. All right, so I take my chili powder, which most everyone has chili powder in their pantry, except I just don't seem to have a lot right now. And it calls for 4 tablespoons, which honestly, I'm only able to get in, here, I'm gonna put this right here. I am only able to get in 2 tablespoons. So I'm gonna even half this. Again, it said what I was making was 4 servings. So really I'm gonna make 2, so it'll make 2 packets, which is perfect because I can use half of it for tomorrow and then half of it, save it for another time. So that's 2 tablespoons of chili powder. I need a half of tablespoon of cumin, which I have right here. And I don't have a half a tablespoon measure. And you guys, I mean, this isn't baking, so I think it's okay just to, you know, eyeball it. So there's my cumin. Now the next ingredient is salt, and that's what I'm gonna omit because, like I said, I would rather cook with the salt than have salts in my seasonings, and then I'm just having added salt and more added salt. The next is 1 teaspoon of onion powder. So I've got my onion powder, and I'm looking at all this stuff backwards, so I'm sorry about that. So 1 teaspoon of onion powder. Ta-ta. 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, which I grew cayennes and dried them and then put them in my Cuisinart and kind of, you know, broke it down a while ago, like last summer. And that can be to your taste if you want it to be super, super hot or not. But there's a teaspoon of that, a teaspoon of garlic salt. But again, I'm trying to not do so much garlic. So I am going to use just the garlic powder. I mean, I'm trying to not use so much salt. So I'm just going to use the garlic powder. And then it asked for a teaspoon of black pepper. So I have this nice little pepper grinder, and I just grind it. Pepper can be to taste, just like salt. And we just stir that up. And look at there. Bam. A chili packet. And we had all that stuff in our pantry. So now I have to go buy more chili powder. So I also have these cute little ball. I have all kinds of different sizes of them. Like this one looks like an actual mason jar. And then this is a cute little, I forgot where I got these. I think I got these at Home Goods. But these look like little milk jugs. And then I have just a regular, what is this, a quart? I'm terrible at that. Pint? a pint mason jar, and then I bought these really cool tops to go on them, to fit on them. And I am going to, this is just the size that I had. It's just a little tiny, tiny guy. And then you just put that right in there. I spilled a little, sorry. I'll put the top on. Ta-da! And then I also have these stickers, these little dissolvable labels, because what I found is I needed to make sure I labeled what it was. As you'll see, I have all my little labels, my everything, bagel, taco seasoning, because you know, you don't want to open it up and have to smell it and figure out what it is. So this is chili. And I'm just going to put chili packet, so I know it's not chili powder. And I know it's the packet that I'm going to use when it calls for that. So chili packet, find the smooth side on the back. Ta-da! Look, they all just stack up real nice in my pantry. So that's cool. And then the next thing I'm going to do, because I said I'm making the Travis spaghetti, is I'm going to add to the already existing Travis spaghetti mix that I have. And it's just homemade spaghetti seasoning mix. I think I've looked up McCormick specifically. You could follow that one. But I found this one and I really like it a lot. So it's 2 teaspoons of oregano. Now I also have this in my garden, and at the end of the season, I'll pick it and just hang it upside down and let it dry. And then I take it off of the of that and just, you know, crunch it up and throw it back in here. So you don't necessarily have to buy your seasons at the store either if you have an herb garden. Once the season starts to get low, just pick them, put them upside down, or even if they're overabundant, like my oregano in my backyard is huge. So I just keep clipping it, and the thyme and the basil, and dry it, and then you have it all year round, and you made it. So that's oregano. I need salt, which I'm not gonna do. I need garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Here we go. Oh, guess what it also asked for? Sugar. Yeah, I don't put that in there either. Oh, I just put that in the wrong thing. It just goes right back in there. Since I already have this one made, I can just throw it right in this same little thing and then just shake it up when I'm done. Oh, I'm totally squirreling on y'all. So anyway, there's the garlic. But yeah, so the first ingredient was cornstarch, which is probably that anti-caking agent that will keep it from sticking together. I did the 2 teaspoons of oregano, and then the next ingredient is sugar. We don't need that. Just omit it, as nobody needs sugar added to their packets. Onion powder I just did. The salt I won't put in. The garlic powder I just did. Actually, I think I missed the onion powder. So I'm gonna have to go back and watch this video and make sure I did this right. But you know, a little onion and garlic, it doesn't matter, it's all good. The next is ground pepper. So I just put this, look, it fits right on top. And I just grind it in there. And then the last 3 ingredients are truly your Italian blend of basil, thyme, and parsley. And our basil is 2 teaspoons of basil. Again, if you guys want any of these recipes, just comment and I can get you to that page, or I can print them out or put little pictures. Put little pictures in the comments. So that's the basil, and then the thyme. Here we have the thyme. It is also, oh, it's a 1/2 teaspoon. So I actually have a 1/4 teaspoon. I don't know where my 1/2 teaspoon went. So obviously I'll do 2 of these. 1, 2 for a 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of parsley. And I have that right here. I didn't remember, I have a big one and a little one, and I didn't remember which one I brought down to the table. But there we go. So once I have the parsley on, I take my top, put it back on, and it's an instant shaker, right? Ta-da, Travis spaghetti. So anyway, that is my video for today. And to show you guys how easy it is to make your own seasonings, your own seasoning packets, your own dressing mixes. All of these things can be made simply and you can omit sugars and salts that are not necessarily needed in our diet. And you have everything in your pantry, most everything. I mean, who doesn't have a pantry full of spices, big ones, little ones, because you bought like that one thing to make that thing like a year ago and you've not used it again. But that's another reason to do it, because we've already spent the money on those seasonings. Why not stick them all together? And we've got a Travis spaghetti packet. We've got a taco seasoning packet. Now I have my chili packet, which I'm gonna leave these out because I'm gonna use those on Wednesday. The Lowry Seasoning mix. I mean, there's all sorts of things you can make, you guys. This is the Italian dressing, the poultry seasoning, and my fave, I use this a lot, everything but the bagel. This is a really good one. And you know, some of them, because like this one has a salt taste to it, the original one does, I just use half the salt or a quarter of the salt, and it's not as salty as the one that you get at the grocery store, but it's just exactly the taste that you're looking for without all that extra stuff. So hope y'all have a great day. And if you didn't watch today's video, Travis is having videos every noon, Monday through Saturday, for the 30-day Shibboleth lifestyle. And what you're going to do, sorry, I lost my internet there for a minute, but what you're going to do in that process is, if you have a 30 days of training specifically from Travis, you have a food list that you'll add in 10 more days. You've got restaurants and recipes. You have video access on the challenge page. And all you need to do, member or non-member, is go to shibbolethlifestyle.com and get plugged in, get added in. I don't know if it's like any other challenge with Shibboleth. Usually when there's a challenge on the challenge page, this is where they've plopped this for now. To be able to join it is you need to be in by midnight the day it starts, which is today, Monday, February 21st. But I'm sure they will have something going on if that is not the case, or you're able to get in on another day, or they're able to add you in. So try to get hooked up today in shibbolethlifestyle.com. You'll be given short 5-minute videos, I believe starting tomorrow. They're starting with a new email service, so they're trying to get through all of that. But every day at noon, he'll be going live with longer webinars, and there'll be additional webinars and classes that you have access to in that free Shibboleth community. So I'll be there. I'm doing the challenge for the month. Lots of us, there's a Facebook group for support, just like here, The Real Skinny, but it's called Shibboleth Lifestyle, and it'll have everybody in there that's doing this 30-day program in the Shibboleth community for free. Yes, for free. So we're glad to be here with you today, and I'm so thankful to be able to share this lifestyle. And if anybody has any questions, let me know. You can message me, you can plop them here. But I look forward to being along this journey with you guys.